looking spot.
Richard friggin' Castle, master of the macabre. What brings you down off your cloud of money?
Awkward pause.
Awkward pause. It's such a good show. We all get wrapped up in
Yeah,
it.
you're talking about. He worked for
Well, that guy, I mean, he's been in... His face, if nobody knows his face, they don't watch television or watch film.
Decades.
He is amazing. It's easy to get caught up in him.
That he turned states a few months ago. And the Spolanos
Yeah,
over
I've loved
scared.
Castle for just this reason, that I get to meet all these guys that I've been watching for years.
Yeah.
Jonathan Baker. What?
Yeah.
You're on Castle? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't believe my
They
luck.
got to the surgeon. It's only a matter of time before they get to him.
And this is part of our ongoing conceit that, Castle in writing his books has gone out to New York and met all these people, criminals in the underworld. He's got all these contacts and connections, both in the society part of the city and also on the street level. So it just allows us to go into territory that, the conventional procedurals just don't do in a really fun way.
Jimmy the Rat.
Jimmy the Rat. He kind of looks like a rat.
He looks just like a rat. No offense to that.
Oh, no.
No offense
It's
to
good
rats.
for his character.
So we're almost halfway through this episode. Andrew, did
Okay, so let's start off by digging up all known as
everything, with respect to those in the room, would everything you were hoping to accomplish as a season finale, in terms of narrative, wrap up, emotion, how did you fare in terms of your own script? How did you feel you did there, and then how do you think the show came out? I mean, I think it's a great episode, so you're starting there.
I really like the way the episode turned out. I mean, honestly, first year of television, there's so much work so quickly that a lot of it is a blur to me.
How long did you have to write this episode?
3 days.
This is a rush
What?
job
Really?
for you? Really?
That was the best. This is my favorite episode.
It'd normally be like 5 days.
You work well under pressure. I'm going to give you 1 month to write the next season.
Oh, it's already done, sir.
I mean, yeah, this was my favorite episode, Andrew. I'm not just saying that.
Thanks, man. Well, it's one of those things where you go into, just kind of a haze, and you get it done with a lot of hard work. And then after that, there's the period where we're going through pre-production, and you're able to do rewriting and crafting of stuff and focusing.
Right. Yeah, great job, man. It's a great
Thanks, man.
episode.
And are they talking to you when you're writing now? Are you there?
Am I really that
Yeah,
predictable?
absolutely. I'm hearing the characters at the beginning of the season. All these actors have such great strengths
Yeah.
that you learn about them, and then you learn to work towards them.
Yeah.
You're going to see one of Nathan's great strengths in an upcoming scene.
Push-ups.
It's a lot of fun.
And you know this how?
Word on the street.
Girl push-ups, of course.
Yeah, go push-ups.
On your knees.
Even if it's true, I don't work organized crime cases.
Oh, come on, Will. You and I both know how this works. You reach out to the agent in charge. He talks to the AUSA.
I couldn't hear Bailey Chase at all throughout this filming. At all. It was so loud downtown.
Why? Oh, because it was just loud?
Yeah, there was like a billion buses
He
and cars
didn't talk like a
passing
Baldwin
by.
brother?
I gotta say, the whole thing was just bus, bus, bus. We're
Yeah.
mixing it. We're trying to pull up all the dialogue. It was driving us crazy as well.
I love this scene though. It's fun banter and it was an opportunity to show a different element of Beckett.
Yeah, she really relaxes around other people. She keeps her guard up.
Oh, this
around,
was that pinnacle moment for Nathan.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
Don't be nervous.
This is the funnest I've ever had.
No severed
We actually had Mongolian food this night. I remember.
Oh yeah, we had.
Remember?
One of the things we do when
so
we're shooting
spicy.
late is that we have catering trucks come in for the cast and the crew, and we were having Mongolian food that night. We try to switch it up so we don't have the same thing over and over again.
But it was so spicy.
Hi.
Oh, this guy was so
Oh,
nice.
he was great.
He was really great.
Thanks, you too.
Baby,
I look like a dork.
I'm not here.
Hi, great.
You look like a beautiful dork.
Yeah, you look great, Molly.
You're I remember your mother was on set this day trying to make sure that your dress looked absolutely right.
I had like 4 people going around like always holding the dress, and like when I sat down they moved it over the chair because I couldn't sit on the dress. I couldn't wrinkle it. This was a very wrinkleable dress. Everyone was fretting and fussing.
Also, the fabric in the dress was kind of loud.
It
When we were
was.
mixing it, we really picked it up on the mic.
Well, going up those stairs, oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many holes I probably ripped on the like tool of
Tell
that
me
dress
the
on inside.
difference between your relationship, Alexis's relationship with Castle, and the maturity levels and the adoration of each other.
Oh, hang on a second. This is Nathan's other talent.
Oh, wait, pause,
Oh,
hold this.
Christopher Walken.
How long have you been doing your Christopher Walken impression?
Ever since my friend Tony.
No, do that
taught me
again.
how
Do it
to
again. Do it again.
Oh, ever since my friend Tony taught me how. Thanks, Tony. You're the best.
That reminds me of Puss in Boots, which was one of Christopher Walken's first movies.
What's the difference between your relationship with your father on screen and your father in real life?
Oh, wow. Differences.
Yeah, 4 sentences.
4 sentences. Okay.
What?
Nathan, who plays my dad, obviously, on set, and I think that I am a little bit more of a parent to him, even though he is very responsible and does care about my well-being. But my dad and I, in real life, he's very protective. I am his little girl, and I think that my dad on the show would allow me to grow up a little bit more. Like, he wants to see, how I grow up and develop, while my dad, he still sees me as a 5-year-old.
So
I will
Castle
always be
basically
his
sets you
princess.
outside in the backyard with a bowl of food and just says,
Oh,
just
no.
let me see how you grow up. Oh, I see.
No, but he watches. He observes from a distance, but my dad's right there.
It must be fun to be able to sort of
Feeding
play.
me the food out of the bowl.
Yeah, it's just like the dog out in the backyard.
Castle, like the novelist. Exactly like. Thought you guys were cops.
To play the adult in a family, different than your real life, where it's your normal dynamics. Is father's protective, and you get to be, a coddled child. That's cool.
The man who operated on you.
What about him?
I didn't realize there was a mask on our...
Murder.
We were interviewing a ninja.
Doc was murdered.
Asphyxiated.
In fact, this actor is a really talented actor, and he's in a mask in one scene, and he's wearing an oxygen mask in the next scene, and you never really get to see his face.
So he can come back.
Given how Leeds was killed and your knowledge of the organization, we were hoping that you would be able to help identify...
Stana looks like Marlene Dietrich in that shot. Sorry.
Get me out of here!
We can help,
She does.
Mr.
Look at that.
Moran.
Yeah, it's
We
good
can
light.
find
Yeah.
the guys who did this, but you have to
That's
let me know
the
if
dome
there's
light's a
anyone
good
in
light
the
for you,
Fillion
Stana.
family that killed this
Rob, let me
way.
ask you a question.
What?
On this episode, did you guys do anything differently with the color timing? Because I feel like it has a slightly different look.
I think, again, on balance, on the whole, this is the best looking episode.
That's what I was going to say. It looks
Yeah.
amazing. This
I
episode
have
looks
other things in other episodes that I think are really great moments, but
As a whole.
as a whole, this is the best looking show. And the cool thing is, as I mentioned earlier, the timing of everybody, the script, and everybody being there, and everybody delivering. And I think this is Brian's best work of the 3 he did,
Right.
that he directed. Bill can only deliver if the director lines things up to harness the light correctly.
That's Bill Rowe, our DP.
Bill Rowe, our DP.
Brian Spicer, the director.
But I think there's just a lot of really good stuff in this episode, on every level. So yeah, and I was, I can't say the word aggressive, but I was very careful in timing this episode. I do on all of them, but sometimes, just due to the speed of episodic, sometimes it's a little damage control.
Yeah.
As opposed to this one, which is just more elevation. And
So last episode, you want to make this one the...
yeah, but I had the footage to do it.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, since Brian did 3 episodes, he probably knows the show as far as the director goes, besides you.
Yeah.
Better than any other director we have. on the
well,
show.
John also is
John
really
did too,
strong
right?
with John did too.
Yeah.
But if you give Bill the chance to paint, it's something else.
I'll remember that.
This scene, this moment was really important to me. You're tracking the development of these characters over the first 10 episodes. And in the beginning, Beckett really has her guard up, and it takes her a couple of episodes to open up to Castle. But, Castle's always been a bit of a wise ass, and this is a moment where he's really genuine and really pays respect to who she is as a cop. And it just is a moment of real growth and recognition in the relationship. Well acted. We were fighting the clock on this one. There are only so many hours a day you can shoot, and we were right up against the deadline.
Yeah, it was another late night. Great
Yeah.
job. Great work, Stana. I see you over there.
Thank you.
You're not saying much, but you're not hiding from me either.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Remember the spicy Mongolian food? This was a...
Oh, had you eaten some before this film?
So,
But I think if he had it too, it's okay.
Is this your first on-screen kiss?
on-screen kiss.
Is
Yes.
it really?
This is my first on-screen
Congratulations.
kiss.
I don't want to
And
know
he was a
anymore.
good kisser. He was a good kisser. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
That's
how
enough.
would
He was a
you
great
know?
guy.
That's enough.
Oh,
What are
well,
you comparing it to?
Wait a minute.
I used to kiss a lot of guys,
Oh.
people, but
I think your
then
mom is
after
in the other
after
room.
kindergarten, they kind of were faster than me and could run away. But
Oh,
been
you were the
kissing
you were the
since
aggressor.
kindergarten?
You would chase them
oh,
down?
I was the aggressor, like a cheetah.
God, Molly.
Like a cheetah. TMI.
This is where the dress was really loud crossing the room.
Don't worry, I closed my eyes for the kissing part.
Yeah, me too.
Lovely. You did look
You
lovely.
didn't have to wait up.
It's my job. I wait up. I make sure you're all right.
Now my dad would do this, but he probably would have separated me and the guy. But that wouldn't have made a very good episode. I don't
Thank you for depositing her at her house. Good night.
If your dad would have
Yes.
been there and watching you share that little innocent kiss, you think he would have jumped in and stopped and said, "Hey,
You
it's
know,
enough."
I say that, but I think
That's how it
no, he
happens.
would definitely.
Nah,
He-
I think he would have let you have
You
it.
think so?
I think if you guys would have started doing something all crazy,
Oh.
he would have jumped in.
Well, hey, what kind of girl do you
Not
think I
crazy,
am?
but you know, like
Okay, you two. How is it for you, Nathan, since you don't have children, seeing your on-screen daughter go to prom?
You know, it tears me up a little bit inside. I get invested. You know what? I said I wasn't going to cry. But I get invested. And I just care so much.
Shh, it's okay. Come here.
Those stairs.
I have this sin of pride. I'm so proud to work with Molly. I think she does such amazing work, and it's so easy. It's so easy for her.
Well, it's so. I mean, working with you, honestly.
Oh,
It's a treat.
please, you both suck. Shut up.
Thank you. I've been waiting for the truth this whole time. Enough with the yes men.
Nice shot. I was in the copter when they took that.
What time was this, Stana?
Another like 3 o'clock. I think this was just before the 4 o'clock shot
This was pretty late.
Yeah.
6 a.m.
in the morning.
We check every person we talked to on the case. And she's had like...
Which is great because this is supposed to be 6 o'clock in the morning. You guys have been dragged into work. Like,
So
you've used the
when you're
fatigue.
shooting this late, how do you get yourself to get through the memorization and the delivery? Is it just carrying on from everything you've been doing the rest of the day, or are you aware of the fatigue? Does the fatigue help you?
You know, if fatigue is a part of the scene, then I'll use it. If not, I'll take like a shot of coffee and just try to keep it even keeled throughout the night.
Right.
And then also, there's something energizing about doing the actual work. The in-between part can kind of drain you where you're waiting for shot setups and stuff, but when the scene is in play and you're bouncing bits back and forth, it's interesting. And this was an interesting episode, so it kept me mentally engaged throughout, you know, and energized for me as an
I
actor.
thought you already ran his staff up.
We did. And there were no records of anything to indicate...
Yes, that's
signs of organized crime.
one of the good things is the work will energize you.
Maggie Dow was at dinner with friends. Mario Guerrero worked late, packing patient files, and the senior nurse, Julia Hammond, claimed she was home alone.
What was Mario doing packing patient files last night?
They're closing up shop. Patient files are all going to new doctors.
Well, this is the big sister thing that I like. This is where she takes point. She becomes the tip of the spear. And
I remember Seamus's little dig, his character's dig,
Julia Hammond
it's 6 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Everything.
and it kind of summed up how me and Seamus actually feel,
Yeah.
having to always listen to Stana tell us what to
our
do.
low man on
Beckett.
the totem pole, Mario Guerrero.
Well, you know,
No,
Seamus is actually.
Stana telling John and Seamus what to do.
Well, you know, Seamus is actually also an acting coach, which I found really interesting.
He's my acting coach.
Oh, wow. If I was him, I wouldn't broadcast that.
He's teaching me to ignore my instincts.
So now that we're coming back to the plastic surgeon's office here, this was, I thought, one of the prettiest sets that we had all season. Our set designer, Alfred Salt, really did a great job on this. It was
an
really
amazing set.
impressive.
We double-checked everything, even
That's, they're on stage, and it was built on stage next to one of our standing sets.
And they built it in like a week, right?
Yeah,
And it was a huge set.
yeah, really pretty.
Lots of wood,
Yeah,
shag carpet.
yeah, don't remind me how
Well, we
expensive
had
it was.
to, in order to get the money for that set, the episodes 8 and 9 were shot half a day short
Oh, that's right.
to buy some goodwill back with the studio so that we could produce the episode 10 within reason the way we'd like it. And so it wasn't just, here, have a little bit more for episode 10. We had to do a little give and take, with the studio to earn that.
How often do you have to do something like that where you have to kind of barter
Every episode. You know, the studio was great. They were very supportive.
Room's restricted. Need to see your ID. You have a Maggie Dowd on your list?
He's on the roster. You can let her through.
Jimmy the Rat.
Maggie Dowd, or is it?
I love our theme, by the way.
That was different than your other theme. From episode 7, I believe.
You are such a fan.
Jimmy, you're a hard man to find.
And I appreciate it.
Took me weeks to even find out that you changed your
She has such a cherubic face, and she's the killer. It's really a nice contrast.
Injection. It's not as much fun as a plastic bag.
And here's our poor actor again with
With
the
the
mask
mask.
on his face.
Oh, and I got a message from Junior.
Oh,
Jimmy.
wow.
He says, go to hell.
Nicely played. Nicely played. Country Time Lemonade.
Really?
That'll kill you quick.
Perfect.
Dish.
Hi. You're under
That took a long
arrest for
time, I
murder of
remember, with
Dr.
that
Leeds
curtain.
and the attempted murder of Jimmy Moran. You too late?
It's a lot of people in small space. Takes time.
Oh, don't worry. It's not attached to anything. It's like we knew you
One
were
of the things you discover when you're writing these episodes is the more people you put in a scene, the longer the scene's going to take because the camera has to cover everybody in the scene. So if you have 2 people talking, the scene goes pretty quickly. But if you have 5 people standing around a desk, you got to get camera angles on all of them. So, you know, some of the things we look at when we're scheduling our week is, do you need everybody in the scene? If you do, you have to schedule time for it. Can you take a couple people out of the scene just so you can cover it a little quicker?
I loved this scene because it gave an opportunity for us to show an affection between Captain Montgomery and Kate Beckett. It was nice.
She had no idea that they had stolen her identity. Carly even pulled a recommendation off.
Castle's not contaminating or altering the relationship between you and your boss.
Contaminating is such a harsh word.
If she left before his body was found, it would have looked
Injecting
suspicious,
himself.
and she
Tickling.
probably wouldn't think he'd be
Okay,
sitting around
tickling.
for a week. And we showed up, and she waited to see how far we'd get.
It's good work, Detective. Very good work.
Thank you, sir. You know, sir, I never thought that I would be saying this, but
Don't say it.
I don't think I could have done it without Castle.
What?
No.
That's what we've been waiting for all
Should've
season.
ended the show right there.
All season long we've been waiting for that.
So she's finally accepted him as part of the team, and yet he's doing something he shouldn't be doing right now.
Positive, negative.
You got, look, it's like you got your curfew extended, but you're going to come in, do this, and she's going to slap you back
Their
down.
angles indicate that they were delivered after she was immobilized and on the ground. They're just for show. This is the one that killed her.
Right here we discover that Beckett's mom was actually a part of a series of murders, and so there was like a connecting factor, I guess. Was it a ridged knife or something like that?
There's a connecting factor, and we will learn more next season.
Okay.
Random.
Were they related? Or if you watch the commentary on this episode.
Well, it turns out that the conspiracy around Beckett's mother's death is...
It's
That's all the
raining
time we have today.
in my heart right now, too. It's kind of a metaphor.
Again, you know, this set is on stage, so that's a rain machine hitting the window.
It's a Hudson sprayer.
Yeah.
It's a man on a ladder with
This
a
was,
hose.
this was nice. It's nice when we can give our characters, and specifically here Susan, a chance not to be theatrical, where she's actually being a mom, because she's great at it. And she's great at it earlier in the show when she says, don't check into that murder. She doesn't want you to, and here she says you got to take the high road, is how beautifully Susan handles that. And it's a really nice shift.
One of the things we try to do is give that complexity to every character. You know, in this scene, when Beckett's with her ex-boyfriend, she's laughing, she's having a good time in a way that you don't see her with Castle. You know, we see Castle be the beleaguered son, the good father, and, you know, also the difficult thorn in Beckett's side.
How many donuts did you have to eat?
Have to or did?
Well, I'm just wondering because you don't look much of a...
You were taking small bites, though.
Yeah, little bites, but I never get to have donuts, you know, so I was like, really.
Bailey was taking big bites in his scene.
He was. I was like,
He had like, I think 6 donuts that day.
Yeah, he did. He got full. The music.
Dramatic cliffhanger.
You know, every time I watch that, because Nathan, obviously, Castle knows what the end of the scene is, but that you don't
That's
play.
the end. Is that the end?
That's the end. You don't play, the actress doesn't play any awareness of what's coming. You're very loose,
goosey,
and
yeah.
it's a thing that I think I'm aware of, is never letting people play the result of the scene because you read the script. I thought that was a really nice moment of Castle having the weight of the world on his shoulders, and Beckett, Stana, having read the script, not indicating at all that she knows that the hammer's coming. So that's the end of episode 10.
A Death in the Family.
Death in the Family, and thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Good work, everybody.
You too.
I'm now going to sing my rendition of...
Bye.
Oh, never mind.